Six Gun Productions. New media, new rules.
I'm tempted to start the show like this.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Do that. That's cool. That fits the intro.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah. I've also realised that there's great things you can do with a hat that I hadn't really thought about. You can do the whole, hey, how you going? You know, you can
Yeah.
like, you can doff your hat.
It's a good fashion.
You can put it on in a
accessory.
jaunty fashion like that. Funny mood, you know.
Hello, stranger. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome to Leave Your Hat On. You may leave your hat on if you're wearing one. I'm Fab.
Hey, I'm Dan. Hello, how you doing? I can actually wave at you now. This is quite interesting.
Awesome. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
that's going to be interesting. Some of you will know us from Linux Outlaws, maybe.
You should.
Show that we do about Linux and technology and stuff. And some of you won't have any idea who we are. So if you're tuning in for the first time, then hello, how you doing? I'm in Liverpool at the moment, and reports of my demise are greatly exaggerated. I'd like to point out, Fab's in Bonn, over in Germany, where I don't think we've got any civil unrest right now.
Currently, there's no riots occurring here.
That's good.
That could change any minute. I've heard a few sirens, so I thought maybe the police was like demonstrating solidarity or something.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we were talking about this before the show. Okay, so just to give a bit of context for anybody, we're recording this just before OggCamp, which is the big event that we're going to run this weekend. And at the moment, the news in the UK is all about riots in London, obviously, and then spread. It wasn't long before it was going to happen in Liverpool. As soon as I saw this, I thought, oh, God, this is going to kick off in Liverpool, because it always does in Liverpool at some stage. So last night, there was about 100 people, which isn't that much. If you watch the news, you would think there was like thousands of people smashing up the whole city, but like 100 people basically got together on Facebook or whatever and decided it would be fun to go around and smash up cars. So it's been constantly replayed on the news, but where I am right now, I'm in the city centre, pretty near. It's about less than a mile away where they were talking about all this, and I didn't hear or see anything. So I don't know, maybe they're exaggerating, but some friends of mine were who live near there did see some of this going on, and there was one or two cars on fire, I think. But the really positive thing for me is they're actually cleaning it all up today, and there's groups who've got together using social media and so on in the same way to coordinate kind of fixing things as well.
Yeah, I saw that on Google Plus, and we are recording over Google Hangout right now. So we're big into
If I lift my hat up, you can see the Google tattoo
under the right hat. So we're all in the Goog, that's the plus in the show title. I just find it interesting, last year we did OggCamp, and there was a big scare that, maybe I couldn't have made it over because of the ash cloud. Then the ash cloud dissipated, and then I found out on the evening of the day my flight was supposed to go, like in the next morning, that our tickets actually weren't booked, or I think 2 days before or something, that they hadn't booked our tickets. The airline had let them lapse or something. So I actually had to find tickets at another airport, drive there in a hired car, all this kind of stuff. And I made it to OggCamp, right? This year, just before, like yesterday, it looked like the air traffic controllers would strike, and I wouldn't actually made it over because obviously planes can't take off. But today that kind of calmed down, and now you bloody lot are setting like London on fire, which actually I wanted to go after OggCamp because I've never been, and we want to have like a 3-day holiday.
You better go soon while there's still some of it left.
Yeah. What is it with London and being burned down and stuff? This I can remember that.
We have a bit of a history of that. I don't know. But the thing is, I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, I don't want to downplay it for anybody. I'm sure anybody who's been involved in this or seen it or had their shop or whatever trashed or something, then that's really bad. But I'm not sure how exactly widespread this is and how bad it is. I think the news media are really kind of pushing it a lot at the moment. And I don't know. I mean, I can't help thinking that you watch other countries like France, they regularly smash up Paris.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a tradition in Paris.
Well, that's what I mean, but nobody bats an eyelid. They're like, oh, they're smashing up Paris again. Oh, well, who cares? You know, but suddenly, because it's not a very British thing, or it doesn't seem to happen over here as much, everybody goes, oh my God, there's a riot in London, and it's going to be crazy. I don't know. Who knows? But I did post earlier on Google Plus, since we're talking about Google and we're kind of talking over Google Hangout. I did post earlier a link to the song "For What It's Worth" by Buffalo Springfield. So I advise everyone to go and listen to that in context of the riots. It's
Dan has a song to every situation.
I certainly do. Yeah, and we should talk about why we're doing this.
We should talk about this show. So the actual point about this episode is to explain to you what the show is about and why we're doing it. And as in usual fashion, you know, Six Gun Productions kind of known for this. We immediately rattled the topic, and but now I think we should talk about what this is about.
Well, firstly, I mean, I think the hat thing people are asking about, I think, you know, it's video, so you've got to do something a bit more interesting for video, because we're not that interesting to look at.
No, certainly not.
And also, if you're like follically challenged like me, hats are quite nice. Because you can be like the Edge or something and wear a hat all the time. So that's quite nice. I should also point out that this show is in no way endorsed or sponsored by Red Hat. This just happens to be the
just a nice hat that
I had to hand. Yeah. So thank you to Jan Wildeboer for giving me that. Yeah, it's very cool. And the idea is we get people to come on and talk about something they find interesting, and also wear an interesting hat. That's one of the rules. You've got to wear an interesting hat, or wear a hat of some sort.
Yeah, so the idea is basically we're recording this over Google Plus, so people on the show obviously will need a Google Plus account.
Yeah.
And the other thing is they'll need a hat, and that need to be kind of interesting. And to us, I mean, it's us deciding because it's our show.
Yeah, well, you know, the whole benevolent dictator thing that's popular in open source. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, my idea was to have people come on. It's going to be a short kind of show because video, people don't, well, in my opinion, don't want to watch 2 hours of talking on video. I know people do, but this is slightly different. So like 20 minutes or so roughly per episode, so you can sit down and watch it like a TV program. Like The Simpsons or whatever, and and come on, suggest, you know, email us with an idea for something that you want to talk about, like a topic, and if we think it's interesting, and you can come on, you've got a camera and you've got a hat and all the rest of it, and you've got a Google Plus account, which we may be able to help with, then you know you can come on and talk to us and interest us and entertain us with something that you want to talk about.
And you kind of had this idea that we can also get like people on for trials, and then you know if we like you can leave your hat on, which means
that was the whole joke. I mean, I love a concept, and the whole concept was when we said we'd do a show, and then we were wearing hats because it was on video, and we tried this out. Everyone started getting hats and going, "Oh, I've got a hat." I thought, you know, it's cool. Everyone can get hold of a hat. They're not that hard. You can make a hat if you want. You don't care. You
can have a tinfoil hat.
Yeah, it might be more interesting if you come on with a homemade hat. You know, awesome. Handkerchief on your head, tied to your head. That would be quite interesting. And we also, there's loads of cool people that we know who are funny and interesting. And yeah, it's fun to talk about them. And I'm sure it'll get geeky, and it already is geeky. We're doing this on Google Plus and all the rest of it. But I'm sure there'll be other stuff as well. So if you've got, it doesn't have to be technology related. If you want to come on and talk about cupcakes or something that, you know, you think's interesting, just send a suggestion. And,
that's the plus in the Tech Talk Plus. That's kind of an out. That means we can do anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is cool. Yeah, that's a cool idea. I think it's good to have a show where we can talk about other stuff than just Linux.
Yeah, I mean, something else that I know we've kind of, I don't want to go too far off the current topic, but something else that we should probably talk about is the intro, the video intro that you and Thomas
definitely
put together that people will have seen at the start of this episode.
And people have asked me, you know, what the theme is, because it's kind of, you know, Dick Tracy. The thing is, Dan said he'll come up with this song, and you send us like a rough version of the song you're hearing, which is an excellent song, by the way. And you send us a rough version. So then I talked to Thomas, who is my Bunch of Creepers co-host, and because he does Blender stuff, I talked to him, and he basically, we got together and listened to the song, and we both had the same idea. We were both thinking film noir. And your point about the song was like, you said it reminded you of something you'd hear like coming out of a cellar blues bar at like 3 a.m. And
not that I know anything about that. That's what people tell me. Yeah.
So that's what the whole, that's where the whole visual idea of the trailer came together. And I just like the idea. I just think it fits the head theme, and I wanted it to be a bit more gloomy. Now, saying this, recording this in the middle of the day.
Yeah, it's quite bright.
It's quite bright, and we maybe have to work on that. Maybe we'll just have to smoke or something, and maybe we can record more shows at night. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, and I think a neon sign would be excellent if I could.
Oh yes,
like a neon sign behind
awesome.
there, like especially if it
has to flicker. Yes,
yeah, so, I mean, it has to flicker.
Hey, maybe we can get something like that for you, like from a secondhand store or something. Yeah,
I'll have a look.
And if you're a guest, of course you can. This is an adult show, like everything from Six Gun Productions. So you're allowed to smoke and stuff.
Yeah, and swear and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know about striptease. We could get in trouble with YouTube there.
Although, because of the title, the joke is there. Obviously, leave your hat on.
Yes.
The whole Joe Cocker song and the film, The Full Monty as well. People are wondering if it's going to be like some kind of striptease show. I mean, I certainly have no plans for that.
I hope not. Like, I don't want to offend you, but
seriously, hang on. No, I think not.
Oh god, that just reminds me of the last Linux Outlaws, where I said by accident I had a boyfriend.
Yes,
and
that was funny.
Some people were saying they found it quite sad that was an accident.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, well, it takes all sorts. That's cool. So, it's going to be interesting. We're gonna talk about all kinds of crazy stuff and ramble like we normally do, but albeit in a shorter format. And we need your kind of input as well. So, we need you to help us out.
We need you.
Send us topics and stuff.
And I had this idea. Or you had this idea, actually. I'm saying I had the idea anyway, about having like listeners also send us in video maybe, because I'm using OpenShot, and I've heard you can do some fancy picture-in-picture stuff. So definitely, as usual, we want feedback and stuff. It reminds me, I have to set up an email address for this. What should we make that?
Can we make
like
it
hat?
I was going to say, can we make it hat at sixgun.org?
Yeah, that sounds
That'd
good.
be nice and easy. HAT, we can all spell hat.
So send us stuff to hat@sixgun.org. Just before you send us video, don't email us video. And it'd be probably handy if we talk beforehand what kind of format it would be and stuff. So just send us an email, and we'll talk about that.
This is all very much kind of on the fly, as you said. We're just throwing it together,
like everything,
and getting it all sorted out. Yeah, so I mean, the whole thing's like the video production and stuff. We're kind of getting to grips with. So we see how that goes. And I mean, a few people mentioned. I think something we should talk about as well is the fact that the camera's your camera is kind of behind you almost.
Yeah,
a few people were saying, but that's partly because of the restrictions of the room that you're in.
It is because of the restriction. We're not Twitch. We do not have a video. I'm doing this at my desk, and I know the camera angle isn't optimal. I would have loved it, in front of me and you behind me.
Yeah.
But I have a very small flat. It's open plan. There is no rooms where I can set the stuff up. And I don't live alone, so it's it's the best I can do for now. If we take off, if we get 1 million views on YouTube, we'll get some money. I'll get a studio. I promise. Seriously. Just, send your friends our way, send them over to YouTube, youtube.com/sixguntv, and click on those videos. I mean, Dan basically has a studio. I mean, you've got your diploma there in the back.
It's for audio, which is why I've got this huge microphone in front of me.
And we have to mention that you have your diploma on the wall, which people can't read.
In an attempt at vanity, I'm going to try and point at it. There you go. It's kind of behind me there. You won't be able to read it, but that is my... it could be anything.
Just a piece of paper.
Just a piece of paper that I printed out earlier. No, it's my computer science degree, which I thought I'd put up so I could look all official and stuff. like they have in doctors' offices when you go in, they always have loads of things on the wall that say so and so. Yeah, so that's cool. I think the point for me, the kind of central point is, we want to hear about everything. Everybody's interested in something. I don't really care who you are. You must be interested in something. So send us an email, tell us what you're interested in, and if we're interested too, then you can come on and tell everyone else. And who knows? As I said, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to come on and tell us about a latest kernel module or some kind of really technical thing. If you want to do that, you can. That's cool. We're up for that.
Maybe you're in the middle of London and your street is burning.
Yeah,
we're up for that too. Citizen journalism. I was talking to Dan before the show. I need like a piece of paper that says press. To put in the headband.
Yeah, and I was saying I want to get, based on the intro, basically, I want to get a similar hat to this, but maybe in a darker color. Although this is a lovely hat, but it's a little bit too bright for a undercover kind of detective thing. And and maybe a big Mac, like a trench coat as well, so I can walk around looking like a...
Well, you're in hat country there, My hat is made in London, so this is a...
Watch out, it doesn't riot.
It's a Lock and Co. Hatters, fedora, the old Indiana Jones style.
Yeah.
Although if it's rioting in the middle of the show, that won't be good. I'm trying to keep it under control.
Yeah, so I mean that's basically the overall view of it. As
that's the show.
So that's it. Yeah, people are like, "Oh, what's it going to be about?" I don't know what you're expecting. I hope you weren't disappointed. But this is obviously different because we haven't got a person joining us to talk about something. So we want to get people on, talk about what kind of hat they're wearing and why they're wearing it, where they got it, and then tell us about what they're interested in, and we'll just talk about it for a bit.
And I think we can also talk about like current affairs stuff that's happening.
Especially at the moment when things are going quite crazy in this country, anyway.
Yeah.
Or so you would believe if you watch the news. I was watching it last night, and I couldn't help it. I started quoting The Watchmen, which is one of my favorite comics, graphic novels. And there's this amazing bit where like I'm watching the news and I switch it on, and it's like being in the book or something, because you're like, the American economy's collapsed and this has happened and so on and so on, and then they cut into shots of London on fire and stuff. And it reminded me of that great scene. It's in the film as well, but there's that great scene where like they're dispersing the crowd. The Night Owl and a comedian are dispersing this crowd who are rioting basically. And as they land there, the comedian goes nuts and starts shooting people and stuff because he's a nutter anyway. But the Night Owl says to him, whatever happened to the American dream? And he just turns around in front of this big burning car and goes, "This is it. You're looking at it. It came true." And then he runs off, and I just thought that's so true. That's just bang on. So there you go.
Yeah, it's all going to hell. I just hope we can do OggCamp before Armageddon.
It'd be an apocalyptic OggCamp.
Yeah, I'm prepared for the post-apocalypse. You know me.
Yeah. Go out and stock up on tinned foods now.
I've got bottle caps. I'm ready.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, you need to. Well, I don't want to panic people any more than the news already is, but get yourself some tinned food. Maybe stock up on tinned beans.
Gas masks are always handy.
Yeah, that's true. Gas masks.
Shame that we're not in the US, so we could stock up on weapons as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm more about defense than attack in most cases, but I know what you mean. It could be interesting. So come and join us again next time. We'll hopefully have a guest with us, and we'll be able to play with different types of hats.
And I don't know when the next show will come out. We'll have to figure out how often we can do this. From the editing work and stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah,
it's a beta. In the true Google spirit.
And it's a private beta.
It's a limited
invite.
Just tell people you really like. It's limited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you need an invite from us to come on the show. So it really is a private beta. Yeah. So we'll try and sort that out. So thanks for watching this little intro, and we'll see you hopefully soon for a more regular show.
See you next time, and keep your hat on.
I took my hat off as you said that. I went that. But there you go. Yeah, keep your hat on. There you go.